Welcome back to Reggae Reunion. 88.1 KDHX here in St. Louis with Ital Kae, the Rasta Reggae Godson DJ. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you in your part of the world. All of you online. KDHX.org. Like I just told you before the break, a German vibe, a German Rastaman vibe tonight on ya. Uve. I know enough of you in St. Louis is saying, I never heard that name before. Uwe Banton. Do you know about him? Have you heard about him, St. Louis? This Rastaman here, he's making waves over in Europe. You've never heard of him? Well, all the way from Germany this morning, I want to say greetings in the name of the Most High, Jah Rastafari. Greetings and welcome to the airwaves of St. Louis. Legendary Uve Banton. Greetings, my brethren, Rastafari.
Rastafari, greetings out of Germany. This is Uve Banton on the phone, live and direct, speaking to you.
Yes, my brethren, greetings, warm greetings, my brethren. How you do?
Well, we give thanks, you know. It's a very nice morning here in Germany. I've had a nice but short rest, you know, but I'm well prepared and well excited, you know, for this interview. So I'm ready to go.
You ready? You ready?
Yeah, man.
All right. St. Louis ready, you know. You've got them thinking this morning. Ooh, I've never heard this brethren before. Uve Banton, some Rasta brethren. Show St. Louis, Missouri, Illinois, and all parts in between. Tell them who is Uve Banton. Guan.
Yes, blessed morning. You know, I'm a reggae artist from Germany, Rastaman, as I, you know, would call myself. I've been introduced to reggae music way back in 1980 when I was still going to school by a friend. You know, I must say, you know, as a youth, as a child, I was always well interested in music in general. And you know, I took some guitar lessons even as a child, and you know, we always used to meet with friends and exchange music. You know, our latest favorite songs and favorite music we used to play to each other. And one day, my friend introduced me to Bob Marley album, which was actually the live album Babylon by Bus. Mm-hmm. And I was around 15 then, and it really got me interested into the music and the entire vibe. And you know, that was the first time actually, you know, consciously, you know, became aware of that this reggae music is actually something different to the other types of music we were listening to in those days, you know. And the more I studied about it, the more I found out about it, is the more it got me interested. And you know, it sparked off this, you know, deep love and passion inside of me, you know, that has lasted up until this day. And you know, then I had the chance to travel to Jamaica even 1 year after that, which was in 1981. And so I kind of got more deep into the vibes. And when I came back, you know, after a while, the desire came up and developed, you know, that I said to myself one day, I love this music so much, and I was wondering to myself if one day I would be able to do it and play it myself. And so eventually, step by step, you know, this is the path that has brought me to where I am today. And I started, you know, chanting, you know, of course, as a youth, then, you know, getting a little bit older, 18, 19, starting to go out. I found a club in the near where to where I grew up, which we frequently used to hear a lot of reggae music, and we used to meet there. There were many Jamaicans, coming to that club in those days, because listeners might not know, but I can explain that, in those days we had a lot of, Germany still had a lot of British soldiers, especially the area where I'm living in. Other areas had, a lot of American soldiers, but the area where I grew up, there were a lot of British troops, and in the British Army in those days were a lot of many Jamaicans, people from the Caribbean. So this was a kind of club where many Jamaicans used to go, and from the time I used to go there, of course I got a lot of friends, and many of them Jamaicans, and we started to, each time when reggae music was being played, we gathered around the microphone, and the mic was passed on from one to one, and I started to chant, pick up the microphone and chant, and people start calling me Uve Banton from right then,
See, yeah, man, interesting, very interesting story. Where is hometown for you in Germany?
My hometown is called Bielefeld, which is in the northwest part of Germany. And as I said, it's an area which, in those days, were a lot of British troops here. Most of them have moved by now. This club I was telling you about is a very special and was well famous for reggae music. It's actually the first club where David Rodigan came to play in 1981 over here. The first German club David Rodigan played in. So it was well famous in those days,
True. Well, your journey that jazz set you on took an interesting path. I guess in the 1990s, isn't that true? When you, I guess, joined the group movements?
Yes. Well, from the DJing and sound system days, which were actually my beginning of, chanting music and singing live, I started to take it more seriously at the beginning of the 90s when I joined my first band, which was called One Vibe in 1992. And then in 1994, we formed a band called Movements. And that was my band I played with for about 10 years up until 2004. And from around that time, 2004, I started to go solo and released my first solo album in 2006 called Ja Roots. In 2009, I released an album called Rightful Place, and just recently, November last year, I released my latest album called Mental War.
Why, Rasta man, you're hard at work, and you're doing a blessed journey, exposing the message of Jah to the people them in Germany. How popular is reggae music in Germany? Tell St. Louis how popular reggae music is in Germany, brethren. Talk to them.
Yes. Well, I would say it's quite popular. We have a good number of reggae festivals. Actually, some of the biggest reggae festivals in Europe happening here in the summer, which is like the Summer Jam, Reggae Jam, Chiemsee Reggae, Ruhr Reggae, and many small reggae festivals. Some of them, there are about 20,000, 30,000 people attending. But however, reggae music in general itself, it's not mainstream music. If you turn on the big radio stations, or if you turn on the TV, you will hardly see any reggae music. Actually, the only reggae artist that does get play in mainstream media is the only international reggae musician or artist is Gentleman, and that is mostly because he's working with a big record company, major record company. But what I would describe as the reggae scene over here in Germany is mostly independent, so most of it is what people would probably call underground. But underground, I don't. I would say it is independent because we are independent musicians, independent labels who are not getting funded, by big record companies. We mostly live by supporting each other, building networks, and we, try to best of, in this modern age, making use of the internet, of course, social media to support and to promote ourselves. And this is where it's at. I would say most of what I would describe as the reggae scene is still independent.
Well, it's funny you should end your description with the word independent, because here in St. Louis, the same scene that you're experiencing in Germany, we experience the same thing here in St. Louis. There's only one reggae station. There's only one station in St. Louis that plays reggae music. And you're talking to it right now.
See, that's good.
So you know that, and this is the only place in St. Louis where independent music plays. Bar none. You see me?
Yes.
And we're supported by our volunteers and the members of the community. And last week we just had a membership drive, and the community and our volunteers, we got together to help keep this station afloat. So that you're here to reason with us and show us your independence over in Germany. So your independence that you're driving for, brethren, we're driving for the same thing here. So one heart, not true, one heart.
Yes, and that I think that shows actually also how important it is, for us to support each other. Not to see each other as rivals or competitors, but rather as all in the same boat, and I think we are very good, well advised, to try and help each other and support each other in this, because no big company did it for support we, and we can't look to them for that neither,
True.
So it's all good, it's all good.
It's all good. You see, when you have the heart and the support of the people that believe in you and what you're doing.
People love it, people love it, and I think if reggae music was any different, then people wouldn't give it that support neither. Reggae is like, I said this in an interview the other night. Reggae, to me, reggae music is very much like the stone that the builder refused, which is becoming the head cornerstone. That's how we see it,
Said Speed, my brethren, I cited a long time them way there.
Yes.
It's just prophecy I fulfill.
Yes, that's how I see it too. The King's music, and it's just taking time to spread and for people. It's passing on now, even from generation to generation. As I told you earlier, when I started getting into reggae music, there was nothing like a reggae scene over here in Germany. We had, a few clubs here and there, and it only started to get a little bit bigger towards the end of the 90s. Where, in my eyes, actually, it was the next generation of the first reggae lovers and the first reggae fans, starting to take this music and form something like, sound systems or selectors and MCs getting together, buying records and organizing reggae parties. So there's no stopping, and it's a continuous growth. Only it's like a garden. We have to keep taking care of it and to make sure that it grows in the way how we want to see it growing,
True. We have to nurture it, brethren. I have to continuously nurture it. For all of those listening here, this is 88.1 KDHX here in St. Louis, Missouri. Live on the web, we're at kdhx.org. This is a place where independent Rasta music plays here. My name is Ital Kae. In case we've never met, we've met now. We're talking to conscious Rastaman based in Germany this morning, Uve. Banton. Well conscious. Talking back to you now, my Adrian, Uwe. Talking about your first album, Ja Roots. What gave you the inspiration to put that album out? Think back and reason with us for a little bit. Go on.
Yes, well, as I said, I was a member of a band called Movements from 1994 until 2004. And, the way how things were developing in those days, I decided to go solo, where at the same time the most of the musicians of the band decided to more work as a backing band, for other artists also. So, it wasn't really actually a decision of myself to say, I want to go solo, but it was more the course of events and the way how things were shaping at that time, that led to me doing the solo album, Ja Roots. And was a time also when I started to link up with many other artists, and here in Germany, the scene was growing, and I started to link up with an artist from Berlin called Ganja Man, who is a very well-known reggae artist over here, who sings mostly in German, actually. So, in contrast to myself, I sing mostly in English. I do have a couple of German songs also, but this artist now, Ganja Man, he is from Berlin, and he had a label running in those days, and he kind of encouraged me to say, let's record some songs, and we recorded the single, which then became the title track of the album, Ja Roots, first. He was working on a series, of releases, like a selection of, he had a particular rhythm, which I voiced this song on, and what I'm actually, singing the song is, you can't leave out Ja Roots, can't leave out Ja Fire, is to kind of enhance and explain that it's, in my eyes, is important, to be conscious of the roots, nurture the roots, so that the tree can grow,
Well on.
Hey, hey, whoa now. Hey, 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 hey. Can't leave out the roots. Would I never leave out the fire? Just say we must speak the truth. For more consciousness is required. Can't leave out the roots. Would I never leave out the fire? Just say we must speak the truth. For more consciousness is required. Hey, just say he made man to be one, to live his life on creation. So why can't mankind overstand and know what's right from what is wrong? Can't leave out the road. Would I never leave out the fire? Just say we must speak the truth. For more consciousness is required.
Yes, my brethren, a whole heap of consciousness is required, and I love the way you're delivering the music. Yeah, Ja Roots, that's your title single off the album, not you?
Yes, that was the single, which was actually released prior to the album release. And, that's the same at the same time the title track of the album,
Scene. When did you mentioned that you were, you started working with Ganja Man now. When did you get the opportunity to work and produce a song called Thank You Ja, Danke Ja?
Danke Ja?
Yeah.
With Ganja Man?
Yeah.
When did we do that? That was in, actually when Ganja Man released his album called Das Gleiche Alte Lied, which was also in 2009. And, we have been working very closely together. We are still working close together. And, when he did his, when he was working on the production of his album, he asked me to do a combination together, and we met, and we were working on the rhythm itself, producing it, and then the vibes just came up, to say, all right, give thanks to Jah. Let's put make a German version actually of saying, thank you, Jah, and that's the meaning of it. Danke, Jah. Means thank you, Jah.
All right, make them hear a little piece of it. Hold on.
All right.
Danke, Jah, für das, was du tust. Lass uns immer dankbar sein. Danke, Jah, für alles, was du tust. Für alles, was du tust, ja. Danke, Jah, für alles, was du gibst. Danke für alles, was du gibst. Danke, Jah, für alles, was du bist. Danke, Jah, denn Jah ist unser Licht. Denn Jah ist unser Licht, scheint in der Finsternis. Selbst das Tal der Schatten erschreckt uns nicht. Jah ist das Licht, das durch die Wolken bricht. Schiebt die Schatten beiseite und schafft Lagesicht. Jah ist die innere Stärke, die Kraft verleiht, den Körper zum Tempel der Seele weicht. Die mit Zuversicht jede Schranke bricht und die Wahrheit bringt sie ans Tageslicht. Sie ist Segen für dich, sie ist Segen für mich, so geheimnisvoll und auch offensichtlich. Jah ist das Leben an für sich, wir sind dankbar für jeden Augenblick. Danke, Jah, für alles, was du tust.
Hold on, listen. Was that some fast talking in German? Did I hear correctly?
Yes, sure.
Wow, I saw him get a little English. Like that, Brethren. Love that, Brethren. Yes, my Brethren. Danke, Jah.
Yeah, man. This side there,
Why, I love the combination between the two owner.
Yeah, man. Live,
Heart of love, my brethren. Talk to us about your second album that you put out in 2009, Rightful Place.
Yes. Similar, was working very closely with Ganjaman, and in 2009 we had a lot of tracks already, that's single tracks, which were not released, but we had just recorded over a period of time, and this is how we approach it actually, until we decide, okay, we have enough material together now to release the second album, and on that album actually, Rightful Place, I had actually done more part of the production myself. Using the first album, Jah Roots, I was using a lot of rhythms of other producers, which I then voiced, and on the second album I took a little bit of a different approach, started to produce more stuff myself, and the result of it then is the album Rightful Place, and this took me to Jamaica in late 2009. I went there to promote the album, and this is now how I started making contact, with Mikey General, for example, the track you played earlier, and also Luciano, which then, contributed towards the brand new album, the latest release, Mental War.
This is Unity in operation. Jah Messenger alongside the cultural one, Uve Banton.
Unity, that's a unity. Unity, that's a unity. That's what we need in this time. That's what we need. Unity,
That's a unity.
That's a unity. That's a unity. To divide and rule is the wicked man's choice.
It's the wicked man's choice.
They put us to quarrel so they can rejoice.
and that's not nice.
Rasta see them coming with them evil device.
I see them running and running.
So we get to know the fighting to keep down the poor man's
They
voice.
could never keep us down.
But this a mental one.
This a war.
This a no physical one. Oh, this is a spiritual one.
The spiritual warfare.
But this a mental one.
This a mental
This a no
war.
physical one.
This a no physical
Oh, this is
war.
a spiritual one.
A spiritual warfare. And you know I'm prepared.
Yes, my brethren, love that combination there with Luciano. He's going to be coming here to St. Louis on Independence Day, July 4th. We're going to feel your spirit when Luciano's here performing. Seeing?
Oh, really?
Yes, man.
You-
Yes, my brethren, love that combination. There was many combinations on the album Mental War. There's also one that you did with Acoustics, not you? Talk to us.
Yes, true. Well, the Acoustic, is a good friend of mine. Also, he's an artist who is living in Munich here in Germany, and we have known each other for, I would say, almost 10 years, and we always, discuss that. One day we have to do a tune together. And it was actually when the bass player and also producer of the French band, French-based band called Dubbing, approached us, with a rhythm that they were planning to release, and they suggested to say, what about if you and Acoustics do a song together on this, and this is how it happened.
Well, I too much prickety pram pram. War and destruction all over Jalan. The Acoustics and Uve Banton in a combination. Telling all nation.
No doubt, we got to throw those weapons away. No doubt,
Tell them, bro.
they will keep dropping their bombs.
I want to
Shout it out, war can't be no solution.
No way.
What are we leaving behind for the future? Dropping their bombs.
I want to
Shout it out, war can't be no solution.
No way.
What are we leaving behind for the future generation?
Well, too much is too much. What's the use of all that harms technology? What we demand is immediate disarmament without apology. All those weapons of mass destruction could never be a mark of civilization. No, no.
How long will it take for us to understand that humanity don't got control? The media fake, full of lies. The people are no longer willing to take it at all. Unknown soldiers dying in the streets, yeah. Everyone afraid in a world full of terror.
But come what may, sure as after night comes day, the love of Jah is the only way, yeah. So please be wise and let there be no compromise, or hurts you in for a bad surprise, yeah.
No doubt, we got to throw those weapons away. No doubt, they will keep dropping their bombs. Shout it out, war can't be no solution. What are we leaving behind for the future children?
There you have the combination, Uwe Banton and Acoustics.
What did they have in mind?
No Control, not you, brethren.
Yes, yeah, that's the title track, sorry, not the title track, but the title of the title of the track.
Yes, my brethren, for true. Yeah, no control. I like the way that you've been working. I like the way that you're working with a lot of German and European producers as well as doing your own thing. And then you're working with, you still stay close to the root, which is the Jamaican root. I know you've done some work with Earl 16, Praise Rastafari. I love that tune there, brethren, right to the heart. I want to make you know that. And I also respect the tune and the combination that you did with Yannick and Culture Brown. Moving on.
Oh, yes. Yannick is a very close brethren to I. He's a Jamaican artist, residing over here in Germany. We have known each other for, I would say, almost 20 years. And so we are always close. He actually lives in the same town as I. And Bridget Culture Brown came over here, I think 2 years ago, and he, was doing some shows and doing some promo, and we linked up. We had a good vibe together, and he asked us to be part of his on his album, and this is how that came about.
Moving, we moving. Uwe Banton, Jamaican culture. Tell it to the master. We're moving on. We're moving on. Out of Babylon. Straight up. Move on, move on, move on, move on, move on. We're moving on now. Yes, moving away from temptation. Move on, move on, move on. Straight to Zion. Hey. I am made in the image of the Almighty. That means Yah lives inside. Want the girl to know that heaven is in my heart and soul and mind. Inside. And if you seek, you shall find. We're moving on. Yes, we're moving on. Out of Babylon. Out of Babylon. Move on, move on, move on, move on, move on. We're moving on now. Yes, away from temptation. Away from temptation. Move on, move on, move on. Straight to Zion. Give me up. Ain't no turning back from off this track. The load is heavy and the road is so narrow. To all you cry, just wipe your weeping eyes. Jah come to take away all of your sorrow. We're moving on. Yes, we're moving on. Out of Babylon. Straight up there, straight up there. Move on, move on, move on, move on, move on. Yeah, me Culture Brown alongside. We're moving on now. Uwe Banton. Away from temptation. Hallelujah. Move on, move on, move on. Straight to Zion. Anyone, put your lips to your...
Yes, Uwe. Moving on.
Yes, I. For you.
Love the vibes and the strength and the energy, brethren. You see, one thing with Ital Kae. 2 words describe Ital when it comes to the Father's works. Lyrical content. See me?
Yes.
And I see that in the works that the I do. And I salute the I. I first heard of the I back in my Miami days, back in the early 2000s. That's when I first heard about you. And I'm glad to know now that you're still a soldier, doing Jah works over in Germany so that people can know Jah works and that Jah lives in the heart of I and I. So I give thanks to the I for taking the time out of your schedule on a Saturday morning German time. To join, yes, to join us here in St. Louis, Missouri, in the U.S. St. Louis and Illinois, and the whole quite a few people around the world. I was looking on my Facebook page, and some people down in Philippines and Thailand. You know them players there?
I've never been there. I hope I will go there in the future, because a lot of links are, building up and working out. I have a lot of good friends, you know, through the social networks, you know, man like Jack Pil and over in the Philippines, and he's a very well-known reggae artist over in the Philippines, and my brethren Ras Muhammad from Indonesia, well-known big reggae artist from over Indonesia, you know, so the network is building and there's no stopping. I hope to travel those places in the future.
Yeah, brethren, I'm very happy and excited to see people in them part of the world connecting with you in Germany. Like I said, I saw some places on my Facebook page. I had to scratch my head for a minute. I said, weird.
You see it?
Yes, me see it, brethren, me see it. Well, I want to say give thanks to the eye for taking the time out of your schedule, Malayan.
Yeah, man, just thanks for having me on the show, you know?
It's been a pleasure, and why don't you let St. Louis and Missouri and the world know your last feelings, leave them with some Rastaman energy and some positivity this hour. Go on, brethren.
Yeah, man, I would just like everyone to know that, to remember that unity is strength, and, you know, we're all in this thing together, all in the same boat, you know. All of us who are, you know, doing conscious reggae music, loving conscious reggae music, and doing our works and spreading the vibe, you know. So keep it clean and keep it positive, you know. Keep the love alive, you know. And they say there, you know, Uwe Banton says so,
straight and straight to your heart. You found a home here in St. Louis. You know, Ital Kae, once me lock on pon you, I and I no Lego, you know, aya. So remember, Uve Banton music gets played here in St. Louis, right here on KDHX 88.1. It's where independent Rasta music plays here. Uve, the last vibes are yours. Go on, share it with St. Louis.
Yeah, man. So what about me doing a little acoustic vibe, you know, before I log out?
Go on, no?
Hold on, 1 second. Just grab my guitar, 1 second. When I think about the youth today, I know the children need good education to make them make good use of life, to work with ever-changing situations. Teach the youth the truth, 'cause that's the only way to build a better nation. And let them make good use from what they learn for all the coming generations. Yeah. The only way to guarantee more equal opportunity, encourage creativity, fulfill responsibility. So let them know their history, their roots and their identity. One God, one aim, one destiny. The only way we can be free. Knowledge is power. Pass it on every minute, every hour. Pass it on. Give them the right books to devour. Yeah, yeah. So more blessings can shower. Yeah, yeah. Knowledge is power.